Hello grade 2s and welcome to this week's English lesson. This week we're going to read a story, answer some questions, do some phonics and even a fun writing activity. I can't wait to get started. Let's talk about some icky, tricky words that we might find in our story. Herd. A large group of animals. Patchwork. Small pieces of cloth in different designs, colors or textures that are sewn together. Absolutely. No limitation or restriction. Reflection. Producing an image. We sometimes see a reflection in the mirror or in water. Let's read our story. This story's name is Elmer and it was written and illustrated by David McKee. An author is the person who writes the story and an illustrator is the person who drew the pictures for the story. Elmer was written and illustrated by David McKee. Let's look at the cover. What do we notice about this cover? What do we see? I see what is possibly an elephant. But does this look like a regular elephant to you? It seems like an elephant that is made of lots of different colors and lots of different shapes too. Do you think this story is about an elephant? And do you perhaps think that this elephant's name is Elmer? Let's find out. There was once a herd of elephants. Elephants young, elephants old, elephants tall or fat or thin. Elephants like this, that or the other, all different but all happy and all the same color. All that is, except Elmer. Elmer was different. Elmer was patchwork. Elmer was yellow and orange and red and pink and purple and blue and green and black and white. Lots of different colors, right? Elmer was not elephant color. It was Elmer who kept the elephants happy. Sometimes he joked with the other elephants, and sometimes they joked with him. But if there was even a little smile, it was usually Elmer who started it. One night, Elmer couldn't sleep. He was tired of being different. If we look at his face, what do you think he's thinking? Who ever heard of a patchwork elephant, he thought. No wonder they laugh at me. So in the morning, before the elephants were awake, Elmer slipped quietly away. As he walked through the jungle, Elmer met other animals. They always said, "Good morning, Elmer." And each time Elmer smiled and said, "Good morning." After a long walk, Elmer found what he was after, a large bush. A large bush covered with elephant-colored berries. Elmer caught hold of the bush and shook it so that berries fell on the ground. Once the ground was covered in berries, Elmer lay down and rolled over and over, this way and that way and back again. Then he picked up a bunch of berries and rubbed himself all over, covering himself with berry juice until there wasn't a sign of any yellow or orange or red or pink or purple or blue or green or black or white. When he had finished, Elmer looked like any other elephant. After that, Elmer set off back to the herd. on his way, he passed the other animals again. This time, each one said to him, "Good morning, elephant." And each time Elmer smiled and said, "Good morning," pleased that he wasn't recognized. When Elmer rejoined the other elephants, they were all standing quietly. None of them noticed Elmer as he made his way to the middle of the herd. After a while, Elmer felt that something was wrong. But what? He looked around. Same old jungle, same old bright sky, same old rain cloud that came over from time to time, and lastly, the same old elephants. Elmer looked at them. The elephants were standing absolutely still. Elmer had never seen them so serious before. The more he looked at the serious, silent, still standing elephants, the more he wanted to laugh. Finally, he could bear it no longer. He lifted up his trunk and at the top of his voice shouted, "Boo!" The elephants jumped and fell over in surprise. "Oh my gosh and golly," they said, and then saw Elmer helpless with laughter. "Elmer," they said, "it must be Elmer." Then the other elephants laughed too, as they had never laughed before. And as they laughed, the rain cloud burst, and when the rain fell on Elmer, his patchwork started to show again. The elephants all cheered. "We must celebrate this day every year," said the elephants. "All the elephants must decorate themselves, and Elmer will decorate himself in elephant color." And that is exactly what the elephants do. So on that day, if you happen to see an elephant of ordinary elephant color, you will know it must be Elmer. Let's answer some questions. What was unique about Elmer? Elmer was a different color to the other animals because he was made of patchwork. Why do you think Elmer was so unhappy? Well, he thought that the other elephants were laughing at him and not with him. How did Elmer make himself look like all the other elephants? Well, he rubbed some elephant-colored berries all over his body. Why do you think the other elephants were standing there so silent and serious? Well, because they didn't know that Elmer was there with them, and Elmer was their entertainment and the one who made them laugh. How did the other elephants react when Elmer shouted, "Boo"? Well, they first got surprised. Then they laughed, and then they realized it was Elmer who had made them laugh. This week we are going to be covering two sounds. The first sound we are going to be covering is the U sound. It is made of an E and a W, and together this makes an U sound. Teacher calls this the stinky sound because it sounds like you're saying, "Ew, gross, that stinks." Right, so let's build a few words with the U sound. If I added the sound N, I would get the word new. N-U, new. If I were to add the BL sound, I would get the word blue. Blue, blue. And this is the wind that blew yesterday, not the color blue. If I added the sound F, I would get the word few. Few, few. And the last one, if I added a ch sound, I would get the word chew. Ch-oo, chew. Right. The second sound that we are going to be doing is the ow sound. Now think, if you get hurt, what's the first thing you say? Ow, that hurt, right? So this is the hurt sound. Ow. It is made of an ah and a w, and together it makes an ow sound. Let's build some words with this ow sound. If I had to add the n sound, I would get the word now. N, ow, now. What if I added a h sound? H, ow, how, right? But we don't always have to add a sound in the beginning of the word. Sometimes we need to add a sound at the end of a word. So let's try one of those. If I had to add a t sound and a n sound at the end, what word do I get? Town. T-own, town. Let's try another one. Brr in the beginning and a n at the end, I get the word brown. Brr, ow, n, brown. Remember, you can practice these words by clicking them, stretching them, and clapping them. Let's try it with brown. Brown, brown. Brown, brown. Brown, brown. Go and practice these and many other ew and ow sounds that you know. Elmer was a very special elephant, and he was special because he had something that was different than the other elephants, right? And each of us is also unique. We all have our special talents and things that make us special and unique. Something I'm really good at is making funny faces. Right? And I'm sure that each of you has a very special talent. Maybe you can read really well. Sometimes maybe you can run really fast, or you can sing beautifully. But each of us has that one thing that makes us very special. So what we are going to do today is we are going to write about what makes us unique. We are going to practice with just one sentence, and you are going to make your own sentence. The sentence I'm going to write is, I can make funny faces, right? Because I said that was what my talent was. So I'm going to start with what, because it's the beginning of a sentence, a capital letter. I can make funny faces. Is my sentence done? It's missing one thing. What is that one thing? It's a full stop. So I'm going to add my full stop. So my sentence now reads, I can make funny faces. You are going to write about what talents you have and what makes you special and unique. Remember to also draw a picture of what that unique thing is.